Hello, my whisperers. It's been a while, but I'm back. Tonight, we're telling the story of a woman who didn't ask Hollywood for permission. Miss Pam Grier wasn't just a sex symbol. She was power. She was rage. She was a black woman who refused to be quiet in a system built to silence her. This is the story of Pam Grier. Welcome to the Whisper Report, where we explore the untold, the misunderstood, and the silent voices of history and fame. This channel shares emotionally driven storytelling based on publicly available sources and documented history. While we aim to present facts with care, this content also reflects human complexity, interpretation, and the whisper between the headlines. Viewers' discretion is advised. Pamela Suzette Grier was born on May 26, 1949. Her childhood wasn't glamorous, it was unstable, marked by constant moves due to her father's military career. But what truly shaped Pam came early and painful. At just 6 years old, Pam Grier was sexually assaulted, a trauma she carried silently, one that would later inform the fierce, unflinching strength she brought to every role she played. As a teenager, Pam entered beauty pageants, not chasing fame, but searching for control over her own body and image. That search led her to Los Angeles and straight into Hollywood's underbelly. She began working as a receptionist at American International Pictures, where she quickly learned the truth about the industry. Black women were either ignored or hypersexualized. Pam chose neither. She stepped into film not as a victim, but as a force. By the early 1970s, Pam Grier was no longer in the background of Hollywood. She was impossible to ignore. She burst onto the screen in the era that would later be called blaxploitation. But Pam wasn't just another face in those films. She redefined what a black woman could be on the screen. In movies like Coffee and Foxy Brown, Pam Grier didn't wait to be saved. She carried guns, she fought back, she took revenge into her own hands. For the first time, audiences saw a black woman who was strong, sexual, intelligent, and dangerous all at once. And Hollywood didn't know what to do with that. Pam became the first black female action star, earning more than many of her male co-stars. Her presence filled theaters. Men admired her. Women saw themselves in her power. But behind the scenes, the industry was uncomfortable. Pam's body was celebrated publicly, yet controlled privately. She was marketed as a sex symbol, while being denied serious dramatic roles. Directors wanted her image, but not her voice. Her strength was profitable, but threatening. She was offered roles that centered violence, nudity, and exploitation. And when she pushed back, opportunities disappeared. At the same time, Pam's personal life became just as intense as her own screen roles. She had relationships with powerful men, including musicians, actors, and later revealed a painful chapter involving drug addiction and a devastating diagnosis of cervical cancer in her early 30s. Doctors told her that she might never have children. Yet through all of this, Pam Grier survived. She didn't let Hollywood destroy her, even when it tried to box her in, use her body, and discard her once the trend shifted. By the late 1970s, as blaxploitation faded, so did the roles. Pam pushed to the margins, not because she lacked talent, but because Hollywood never planned for a black woman to age with power. By the early 1980s, Hollywood had quietly moved on. The same industry that profited off of Pam Grier's body, strength, and fearlessness had no plan for her longevity. Roles dried up, the phone stopped ringing, and behind the scenes, Pam was fighting for her life. In 1988, Pam Grier was diagnosed with cervical cancer. Doctors gave her grim odds and told her that she might never be able to have children. Once again, her body was the very thing Hollywood had consumed, was under attack. But Pam survived. She chose healing, she chose privacy, and she chose to live. Years later, when most have written her off as a relic of a bygone era, a new chapter opened, one Hollywood never expected. In 1997, Quentin Tarantino cast Pam Grier in Jackie Brown, not as a fantasy, not as a stereotype, but as a fully realized woman, mature, intelligent, and powerful. The role was a revelation. Critics praised her depth, audiences rediscovered her brilliance, and for the first time, Pam was allowed to age on screen with dignity. She didn't need to prove anything anymore. Pam Grier became a symbol of survival, a woman who endured trauma, exploitation, illness, and erasure, yet refused to disappear. She reclaimed her narrative on her own terms. Today, Pam Grier stands as a blueprint for Black women, for survivors, for anyone who were told they were too much, too dangerous, or past their prime. She wasn't just Hollywood's first Black female action star. She was, and still is, a revolution. Pam Grier's story reminds us that strength doesn't always look like survival in silence. Sometimes it looks like resistance, like choosing yourself in a world that profits from breaking you. She was bold when they wanted her quiet, powerful when they wanted her controlled, and timeless when they tried to erase her. This has been the Whisper Report, where we honor the women history tried to reduce and tell the stories Hollywood never fully acknowledged. If Pam Grier's journey moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because some legends were never meant to fade. They were meant to be remembered.